Well, hello everyone. And here to show you right here is the eraser right here. That whenever most artists, if they're going to be sketching something, and a lot of times it seems like that, if you're going to go ahead and draw a picture of a shape or maybe anything such as maybe a portrait of some kind, and a lot of times it's like, the artist, those artists are going to maybe drawing the lips right here, the smile, and maybe along with the rest of the image right here with the sketch right here. But why do you think that most artists would find that the eraser right there is pretty convenient whenever it comes to doing professional artwork right here? And I guess there's a reason why, and one of those reasons why is because is that you're not really removing anything, but what you are doing is you are actually rubbing in right here. You're actually, if you are using three or maybe four different pencils just to be able to sketch this portrait right here, and a lot of times any professional might even tell you that it's all about, if you're using at least two or three different strokes, if you want to call it, strokes, maybe if it's brush strokes or maybe three or four different pencils, and so there's a type of work that most designers would say that, especially if it comes to working with the hair right here. If you're going to be using the back and forth stroke right here for the pencil right here, you go ahead and draw right there the portrait right there with the pencil right there. So if you go ahead and use two or three types of pencil strokes right there with the drawing, pencil right there. So what you really are doing is that any designer might even think too that hey, what exactly is it that you're doing with the eraser? Whenever you do erase something on a pencil drawing, what you are actually doing, it's like a mixer right here, to where you are actually blending a little bit more of the pencil, and call it, for that which that creates shadows, and everybody would say that once you do get the subject in the drawing right there, it will be a good idea to go ahead and draw in right here is a little bit more of the background right here. So it would really make a good background if you go ahead and use the eraser right here, just to be able to do that. So in case of any artist might even want to know too that whenever you do use the eraser, by the way, that what you are doing is that eraser. The eraser pretty much means that you are erasing something that you made. I'm like, just to be able to correct any mistakes. But with this eraser right here, that what you are really doing is that you are actually it's all about adding tone and texture to your drawing. And so a lot of professionals may you want to know too that hey, that with the eraser, it's always really been about removing things, right? It's always been about to where that in case if you do make a mistake on your drawing, that you are actually you're removing those pencil tones from your drawing. But some people may say that no, what you are actually are doing is that you are adding a little bit more tone right there, more blending tone right there, especially if you are using more than one pencil stroke right there, and you are actually are trying to add a little bit more, touch tone, to it, and you may not realize it until you looked at it really closely. But if you were to actually look at that right there, that you would see right there that there's at least four or five different types of pencil tones right here. There's a lighter and the outline, and then you have right here is the darker blend, and so all done by pencil right here. And so whenever you do think about using right here with the eraser, and a lot of artists might even say that hey, the eraser right there is supposed to be is toward you would actually use it if you're trying to remove any pencil tones right there. But artists would say that no, what you are actually are doing is you're blending it in, and if you actually had with that type of paper right there, that you could actually see a little bit of the pencil strokes right there. So if you were to actually be drawing a picture and maybe drawing a smile right there, that it would be good if you actually did that. If you were trying to draw the shadows in, if you were trying to add shadows, to cast shadows, to your drawing, it would really look good if you were to try to add shadows, to the drawing right there. So everybody would maybe want to know too that a lot of artists would say that yeah, it's good for adding in shadows right there. If you're trying to draw the facial expression right there, that what you're doing is you're adding a shadow right there. And I know that everybody may think that an eraser is supposed to mean that you're basically are removing those strokes from the drawing. And but artists may say that that's not all true either. What you are doing is that it's good it's really good to use the eraser to just to be able to add the shadows, to add shadows and put a little bit more work into the drawing, and especially if you're using one or two drawing pencils, just to be able to draw that right there. But talking about with most artists, most artists would even say too, yeah, what about for the eyes right there? But still, that yeah, the eraser, with the eraser right there, that means is to where that in case if you do mess up while you're drawing, that you would use the eraser for that. But everybody would say that professionals would say that the eraser tool would come in handy if you're trying to add shadows to your drawing. And that is why it seems that way, to where that yeah, that do you really think about that after you get done drawing a picture of something? That do you really think about that, to where that yeah, if you want to add a shadow, right here to the drawing, then yeah, you would be able to do that, with the eraser. And I'll go ahead and add right here for the nose right here. But yeah, so any artist might even say that hey, that what is the best way of how to add shadows, and not just like that right there, but I'm talking about to where it not just a few scratching strokes right there, but if you were to rub the eraser right here on the paper very lightly right there, just a couple of times, that you would see right there that the eraser is actually allowing the those that blend in with the paper right there, to where it adds shadows. And some people might even say too that it adds a tone, a pencil tone, to where it's slightly visible and slightly not visible. And any artist might even want to know too that why do you think that you would want to have that on your picture? Why do you think that you want to have that, especially if you're drawing by crayon? Why do you think that you want to have that on your drawing whenever it comes to if you're just working with a black and white sketch or something like that, and you want to know too that why do you think adding shadows and maybe adding shades of tone are going to be really important to your drawing? And I guess here's one of the reasons why, is that maybe if you're going to be scanning the drawing, for further editing, and also that, yeah, you go ahead and draw in a little bit more of the outline right there of the sketch. And so I just really think, in case if anybody's wondering, that, yeah, that, whenever you do draw, by the way, that, you think about things, and sometimes you don't think about a lot of that stuff, but whenever you do look at a drawing right here, that first of all, that you don't realize it until after you put it together, right? That whenever you do add in right here a little bit more blend tone right there for the nose and for the mouth, and I know everybody may be going to say too that hey, go ahead and add a little bit right there, for the lips right there. But still, whenever you do draw, by the way, that the first thing you're going to be thinking about is that yeah. Whenever it looks good, that's whenever you're going to go in and continue working on it. Yeah, whenever it looks good. Whenever it looks real good, Yeah, it looks great, and then that's whenever you're going to continue putting together all the details right there. But still, whenever it comes to drawing, though, that any artist might even say that one thing that really keeps you motivated, of course, is that if you're going to be drawing a picture, by the way, that whenever you look at your drawing, by the way, if it's supposed to be a portrait, think about what exactly is it supposed to do, and what exactly is it that it's supposed to look like. So, in case if anybody's wondering that if you're trying to draw a picture, by the way, that you try to make it as artistic as you can, and they'll tell you that if you're trying to draw the portrait right here, if there's supposed to be a smile right there, and along with maybe a little bit of hair in the eyes right there, but still, any source of portrait that you do draw, that the one thing that I was thinking about is that you go ahead and use the eraser right there, and really, what is the eraser tool? What is the eraser really used for? And most artists would say that the eraser is used to where it's supposed to erase your work, to where you're supposed to see more white spots right there, run the portrait right there. But still, that what you are doing is you're adding shadows. You're putting shadows and maybe a little bit of light, and for your drawing. So it's the way I think about it too. That whenever you do draw a sketch right there, that you actually see right there is like, do you really actually see value? And I know everybody may want to know too that you could go ahead and add that a little bit right there to the ear, right there. But yeah, a lot of artists